Hello and welcome. I'm Lauren Lewis with Power for Parkinsons. Welcome to our Young Onset Circuit Training class this morning. Before we get going, let me just remind you, this class is directed and designed for people with young onset Parkinson's disease, people that have mild symptoms of Parkinson's disease, people that can exercise for an hour standing and can get on and off the floor comfortably. You may want to make sure that you have a chair nearby. You can pull that chair up and help you with balance during some of these exercises. That's great. Keep yourself safe. Or you can just stand next to a wall, again, for safety. For today's class, you're going to need possibly some weights to assist you with some of our exercises. If you don't have weights, you can do anything without weights. Using just the motion of the arms, you will still get a nice benefit from that. If you don't have weights but want to add something, you can use water bottles or you can use cans from your pantry. Cans work great too. We will also be needing a ball, something that you can bounce. We're not going to be catching or throwing, but you will need something that you can bounce. So please make sure you've got that equipment nearby and ready to go. As I said, we'll be doing 6 exercises. Each one will be done for 50 seconds. And that's about it. I guess I've covered it all. So let's get started. If you have not warmed up yet, please stop the video right now. Go find one of our warm-up videos and join me again when you finish that. If the warm-up video doesn't work for you, warm yourself up in any way that you feel comfortable. Run around the room, go up and down the staircase. Do something for about 3 or 4 minutes to prepare yourself comfortably and slowly. Build yourself up and getting ready for exercise. So now we're ready. The first exercise we're going to do is called a mountain climber hold. I'm going to do a mountain climber, 2 mountain climbers, two steps, and then we're going to hold it. So let me get down on the floor and show you what I mean. A mountain climber is, we start off in a plank position. So here I am, plank position, and then I'm going to turn a little here. I'm going to take 2 knees, 1, 2, and then I hold. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. All right? This can be modified or changed to make it more accessible for you. If you want to, you can do this using a chair instead of being on the floor. That angle may make it a little easier on your wrists and your shoulders, but you still get a great benefit from it. You still get a lot of core and shoulders. So the same thing here. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. And the third option is you can do it against the wall. And again, I promise, give it a try. Try all 3. You'll see each of them have their benefit. You will definitely feel it. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. If you make sure you go 2 on the third one you hold, you'll be alternating legs. So I'm going to put on our timer. I'm going to put on our music. Get ready for our first exercise, the mountain climber hold. Timer's on. I'm going to hit the floor. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. All right, so what are we working here? We're working core. We're working quadriceps. We're working shoulders and chest. We're working back. We've got a lot of muscles here, a lot of muscles working. We're stabilizing the hips, keeping our body in place. You're going to really feel this in your core. You may also really feel this in your shoulders and chest, or just the legs. No extra charge for that. All right, that's our first exercise. Get off the floor comfortably by putting 1 foot in front, hands on your leg. Lift yourself up, keeping your head above your chest. All right, that's our first exercise. The next exercise we're going to do is a wall squat with a curl. So here's where you may want to use those weights. I'm going to remove this chair, come over here to the wall, and show you what I mean. A wall squat is basically an invisible chair position. You're sitting against the wall as if you were in a chair. So you want to have that 90-degree angle in your leg right here. So I'm going to bring those legs in front of me, not underneath me, way in front of me as if I'm sitting down in a chair. So here's my wall squat. Now I'm going to do knee lifts right from here. Try to bring my knee back, my foot back down to its starting position so that they're always at 90 degrees. And then to make it a little more fun, and by fun, I always mean harder, I'm gonna add an opposite arm curl. So we're working biceps, legs, front and back of leg. An alternative to this is sitting here in your chair, doing a knee lift. You're still gonna feel it in your legs. You're gonna still feel it in your core. So you're still working all those muscles. You're just working it in a way that may be safer and better for you. Again, our timer goes on. 50 seconds on the clock. Here we go. So opposite arm, curls. You can work as fast or as slow as you want to. You can make this a cardio exercise. But I really suggest that you slow it down, work on strengthening those muscles, lifting the knee nice and high, holding your belly tight against the wall, and bringing one arm at a time, not swinging, bringing one arm at a time up to you, working those biceps safely. Notice I'm not sliding up and down the wall, in place. Come on down, make it a little harder. Come up a little higher if you're feeling this in your knees. You don't want to feel this in your knees. You want to feel it in the large muscles, never in the joint. There's your time. Weights down. All right. Next exercise we're going to do is a lateral side lunge with a press. Actually, I'm going to use those weights again. If you want, lateral side lunge. This one takes a little coordination. You're going to step out with your right leg. So the right leg is bent, but your left leg, the leg in the center, stays straight. So you start here, take that step out to the side, come up to a knee, come back down, and switch sides. Let's get the chair out of the way and show you on the other side. Big step sideways, come back up, down, and switch. Now, I'm going to add the arms if you want to. Down, when you come up to that knee, add a press, and switch. Down, add the arms, down, and switch. You may want to have that chair right in front of you for balance the whole time. That's great. Down, up, down, switch, okay? Or do it next to the wall. So decide where you feel most comfortable, where you're safe. Let's grab our weights and go. Lateral side lunge. Side lunge here. Nice big knee with an overhead press. Lunge, up and down. You want to make sure that leg in the middle is straight because we're working the inner thigh on that leg. The other leg, we're working the glutes. Sit back. Remember, whenever you're doing a squat or a lunge, you want to make sure that your knees are safe. They're not in front of your toe. You want to make sure you're, especially in a squat here, you want to make sure you're sitting way back, not forward. Your weight should be on your heels. Bring those arms overhead. This does take a lot of balance. Stay safe. And time. Okay. Next exercise, one of my favorites. This is called the sprinter's crunch. I'm going to hit the ground and we're going to simulate as if you were sprinting, as if you were running. So think about using opposites just like this. Opposites while you're doing a crunch. So we're going to start off down on the ground. Right arm, left leg comes up, off the floor, and down, and then opposites. Now this can be modified. This is a very dynamic and hard exercise, especially for 50 seconds. So you can modify this by bringing your hands higher and just going toward the other leg. So you're not lifting quite as high. You're lifting off the elbow, just lifting up. The most important part here is that you're using opposites, lifting up, and you're pulling your belly really, really tight to help you lift. This is a core exercise, all core. Abdominals. We're working on 6 packs here. Are you ready? 50 seconds. Here we go. Up and down. Keep the other arm down on the ground. It's not cheating to assist. There is no cheating in exercise, at least not according to me. If you are trying and you need assistance, that's not cheating. That's helping. That's being successful. Do what you can. Roll it up. feeling that right here. You want to make sure that your lower back never comes off the floor when you're down, right here. Try not to arch your back. You want to keep it nice and flat on the ground. All right, time. Getting up carefully. Roll over to one leg. Stronger leg in front. Hands here, head above your chest. Come on up. Get ready for our next exercise. The next exercise is a back lunge with a twist. What I mean by that is we're going to take one leg at a time and go back. A lunge 90 degrees in both knees. You want to make sure your knee doesn't go over your toe. Stay nice and safe, 90 degrees in each, and then we're going to do a twist. But let's just get the back lunge first. So back lunge. I love I dream of GD arms. So I'm going to ask you to keep your arms way up here. You're going to take a back lunge and you're going to twist toward the front leg. Twist. Up, back leg, twist toward the front leg and up. Any back injuries or ailments, if the twisting doesn't work for you, I'm going to ask you to just modify that by coming back and reaching. Up, back, and reaching. You're still working those obliques by reaching. You're still getting the benefit of the twist without doing any damage to something that may be injured. All right, here we go, 50 seconds. Down, reach. We're working here, quads. You're gonna feel it on your glutes on the way up, pushing down on your heel, and your quads on the way back. This is a large muscle exercise. You're also using your obliques, your core, part of your core muscles in the twist. And there's your time. For the last exercise of our 6, you're going to need the ball. All right. So grab your ball. What we're going to do now is dribble. This takes coordination. This takes balance. This takes eye-hand. This takes rhythm. This takes speed. So we are working large muscles here, and hand-eye coordination is really important for any exercise. So what I'm going to ask you to do is the whole 50 seconds, just dribble. Just dribble the whole time. Try to keep an even pace if you can, and once you get that pace, see if you can make it a little faster. Here we go. 50 seconds, go. Oh, my music didn't start, but my timer did. Here we go. If this is really easy for you, make it a little harder, because remember, this is exercise. We never want to do steady state when we're doing a circuit. You want to push yourself. So if this is easy, switch arms and do it a little more on the less dominant arm. Just keep switching it. Challenge yourself, whatever it takes to challenge yourself. Push hard, push fast, try to go faster if you can. Keep switching hands if you want to. Just make it hard for you. Challenge yourself. Exercises. We're going to go through another round of all 6 of them. This time I'm going to explain how it benefits Parkinson's disease. Our first exercise is the mountain climber with the hold. What we're working on, what we're addressing here is range of motion, getting the full body out. We're working on gait, making sure we're lifting the legs. Your body is being reinforced, reminded to lift those legs. And the hold reminds our body to go fast and slow. Very often, one of the real common symptoms of Parkinson's disease is just the body slowing down, just slowing down. A way of retraining the body to move faster is to go slow and fast, to remind the body to move at different speeds. So that understood now, go for it. Really push yourself, go fast and slow. Here we go. Hold it, stop, and then make it fast. those knees all the way to your chest. Working those quads. Fingers are pointed straight ahead, being good to your shoulder girdle, being good to your arms. Make sure they're directly underneath your shoulder, those hands. Oh, keep going. How we doing? And time, one leg in front, standing tall. Get ready for your wall squats. You'll need your weights. Wall squats, the reason for the wall squats, the benefit for the wall squats is once again gait. We want to make sure we're lifting the legs nice and high, so when we're walking we don't shuffle, you don't reinforce that shuffling. We're lifting the legs nice and high. We're also still working on gait by using opposite hands, just like we would when we're walking. Opposite hand and leg, up and down. Even though we're strengthening biceps and quadriceps, we're still working on gait. All right. Find yourself on the wall, knowing what this is about. Exaggerate it, lift it, push. Try to keep your back flat against the wall, working on posture. Think about keeping your chest up and lift those legs higher. Push yourself nice and hard against that wall to make sure you're safe and sturdy. Try to put your foot back down where it came up. Don't move those feet. Time. All right, next exercise is the lateral motion. The lateral lunge. It's really a squat, isn't it? Because we're going to the side and sitting back. So what we're doing here, what we're working on here is a number of things, a number of different symptoms. We want to take large steps, moving away from small steps. We want to remind the body to go. And we're also working on different directions. Instead of just going forward and back, our body has to remind ourselves and reinforce that different direction motion. The arms, that press works posture. We're working all those muscles, not just shoulders, but all those muscles in your upper back. Pull those shoulder blades down when you lift up, forcing your body to stand a little more erect. All right, so we're working posture and gait. Here we go. Way over, big step. Here's balance also. One of the first things many people realize when they're diagnosed is change in balance. So we always want to work balance. Keep strengthening that mobility, that ability. Try to keep those weights directly overhead so we're not throwing our balance. Here's where you really may want that chair, so don't be afraid. Grab that chair, be good to yourself. Big wide steps, nice and low for strength, nice and wide for gait. And time. All right, hitting the floor for sprinter's lunge. This exercise, once again, we're reinforcing the walk, the natural walk, using right arm, left leg, and vice versa. We're reinforcing that motion. So hit the ground, think about lifting nice and high, using your core to strengthen that core, working on balance, strong core, but also working on opposites, contralateral motion. Here we go. I like to do this, for me, I like to do this slow, very controlled, so I'm really working deep into that muscle. If you want to bring it up and go a little faster, that's great. Good for you. Stay with it. Do what works for you. Pull your belly tight no matter which way you decide to do this. And remember, those arms can be on the floor. Great modification, still working a lot of core. Time, roll over. Come on up. Back lunge with a twist. Now, I'm adding another common symptom, which is rigidity. Very, very often people lose the fluid motion in their upper body. The trunk or neck becomes very rigid. So I threw in that twist. A back lunge here is a great exercise. Working again on gait, nice big long steps. But I'm throwing in that twist, opposites to the opposite side, and also just to remind your body to twist, to get the full motion, full range of motion, to be a little more fluid and not so stiff. So that in mind, exaggerate it. Here we go. You may need that chair. Don't be surprised if you need that chair for balance. Bring it over. Don't miss the exercise because you didn't want to bring it over. Heart rate should be nice and high through a lot of these exercises. Because we're using so many muscles at the same time, it does become a bit cardio. Time. All right, last exercise is the dribble. Hand-eye coordination, speed, all symptoms of Parkinson's disease. You want to try to dribble this ball, not just for eye hand, but try to go faster, reminding the brain, stimulating the brain to move faster. All right, here we go. Science has shown that by just forcing your body to move faster, you in fact can. So, here we go. A lot of core here by pushing. A lot of arms. Woohoo! Time, walk it off, grab some water. All right, we have one more round to do. The last round. This time I'm going to add a mental challenge, a cognitive challenge. So everything so far that we've gone over, you're going to use the large muscles properly and in good form. You're going to make sure that you're exaggerating those muscles so that we're really addressing Parkinson's symptoms. And now, in addition to that, I'm going to give you a little mental challenge, something to think about. Say out loud while you're exercising. So our mountain climbers, I want you to think of reasons why people would send a card. Cards. People send cards. I know not nearly as much as we used to because of email and text. But if you were going to send a card, what different reasons you would do that. Okay, here we go. Let's put on. Whoops. Here we go. Oh, timer. Mountain climber, reasons to send a card. Here we go. Think about it. How about every time you hold, you say it? Make sure your hips stay low, even with your shoulders, so you don't start ending up with your head too low, rushing blood to your brain. That could very often cause dizziness. You want to stay safe. knees on the chair or on the wall. Reasons to send a card. Time's up. The next one are your wall squats. Come on up. All right, that one always gets my heart rate up. I love it. The wall squats this time, I want you to come up with every time you lift a knee, think of a name that starts with the letter J. All right? Names that start with letter J. Music's on, timer's on. Go! J names. Both my kids have J names, so I start off easy. Your belly tight, keep those arms, don't let those arms swing. Make everything controlled and specific. Stay in that 90-degree angle. Time's up. How'd we do? I got about halfway through and started running out of names. All right, good job. The next thing we're gonna do are those lateral squats or lunges with the knee lift and the overhead. How about if every time you come overhead, you think of something that comes in pairs? Because we got two arms coming overhead, something that comes in pairs every time you come up. All right, here we go. Timer, go. Make sure you're sitting back. Make sure those arms are overhead, not in front of you. Find your balance. Sit back. Time's up. Hit the ground for your sprinters crunches. This time, while you're crunching, if you can, every time you come up, I'd like you to think of and say out loud a magazine. Now there are so many magazines, even though no one probably don't read nearly as many as you used to, but there are so many magazines, and I don't care if it's up to date, if they're out of business, or I don't care. Just names of magazines that you have heard of, used to read, seen in a dentist office somewhere, all right? Hit the ground. Here we go, magazines. Opposite arm comes up. Think about lifting that knee and opposite arm up. Think about pulling your tummy in. Magazines. I'm going to make this even more fun for me. I'm going to come a little higher. Time. All right, were you able to come up with enough? Roll it over, come on up. We've got, the next thing we've got are our back lunges with the twist. We're gonna change the pace a little and we're gonna go into some math challenges. I want you to count by 12s. Just keep going, counting by 12s the whole time. Don't forget to twist, don't forget to add a nice big fluid motion toward the leg that's in front, toward the leg that would be moving in front. All right, here we go. Timer's on, and go. careful of those knees. Be good to your body. Time. Last one is our dribble. Grab the ball, we're gonna dribble. Get ready, have you got it? All right, music on. Timer on. Last 50 seconds, go. Faster, 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 faster. I'm not gonna make you think about anything but dribbling, and I want you to think about dribbling faster now that you've done it for 2 minutes. This is your third 50 seconds. Try to go faster than you've gone before. Faster, faster, faster. Change hands, stay with one hand, just use your dominant hand or your non-dominant hand, whatever it takes. Move it! Your heart rate down. Deep breaths with me. Exhale with me. When you slowly exhale like that, you slow your heart rate down in a nice, safe way and a little more efficiently. So let's try that again. All right, if you need a few more of those, stay with it. Just walk around. You never want to stop at when your heart rate's up like that, when you're just finishing cardio, whether it's a run, a walk, bicycle ride, a swim, whatever it is. You want to slowly get that heart rate back down to what feels comfortable. All right, so I'm going to bring my chair over here. We're going to cool down together, making sure it's just as important when you warm up your body to prepare your body for exercise so that you don't, you can lower your case of injury. You also want to make sure that you cool down your body safely and you stretch out those limbs. So I'm going to grab hold of my toe and stretch my quadricep by standing nice and tall, lengthening that flexor right up here. The other way you can do this, if that doesn't work for you, is put your weight on the chair so it doesn't become a muscular exercise, but rather a lengthening, and just take that leg and lengthen it behind you. You can also do what's known as a runner's lunge, which is coming down all the way to the floor and just staying right down here, and you'll feel a really good stretch in that leg. That's a little too aggressive for me, so I'm going to take it right up here. All right, and we want to hold it for a good 10 to 15 seconds, which is why I keep battling, to make sure that we hold it long enough. Good, and let's come back up. Let's switch legs again. Grab hold of that toe. Make sure your knee faces the floor when you're holding that toe. Knee faces down. Make sure you're standing nice and tall, using all those muscles, or coming down to a runner's lunge, or just extending that leg behind you. Soften at the knee and hold it here. Good, and you want to just lengthen, feel all the muscles just lengthening, stretching out, getting the blood and oxygen moving swiftly and easily so they're not pooling at the end of your limbs. You just want to stretch. Good, hold it just a few more seconds with me and then we'll move on. All right, standing up. You're going to take one leg at a time. Take one leg, bring your heel in front of you. You're going to sit back into that invisible chair like we did against the wall. Sit all the way back like there's a chair behind you. Your other hand, one hand is on your thigh, not your knee, or both hands on your opposite leg. You're going to sit all the way back, and now we're stretching our hamstrings and calf. So let's work on our vocal strength while we're stretching. Let's just say the word ooh for about, 10, 12 seconds. Together. Ooh. And release. Were you able to hold that note long enough? Let's switch sides. Let's work on that again. This is a great way. In fact, it's used by a lot of speech therapists. Great way of working on vocal power. Just holding a note. Singing is a great way, but just holding that note. Heel is down, toe is up, invisible chair behind you. Holding on to your thigh, not your kneecaps. Deep breath together. Ooh. stretching out our shoulders and arms. We're going to take your right arm directly in front of you. Take that left arm, elbow to elbow. Bring it up, so now they're crossed at the elbow, and just link your hands. If you can, lift your arms a little higher. You're going to feel that stretch in your shoulders and in your upper back. So we've said ooh with a closed mouth. Now let's open the mouth, working on facial expressions as well for facial masking. And we're going to just say ah together. Good. Switch it. Left arm in front, elbow to elbow. Bring your hands up and just link those hands, feeling a stretch in your shoulders and in your upper back. Ah. Great. All right, let's just open it all up. Open those arms way out to the side. Feel your chest, your shoulders. This is all those planks. Open it all up, stretch it all out. I'm going to bring myself all the way up to the top of my toes, lengthening and stretching all those muscles. Everything is lifting and lengthening. Open up your mouth and just give me a nice big la. La. Bring it back down, arms all the way overhead. Reach as high as you can, lengthening those shoulders, your abdominals, your back. Feel everything lengthening, stretching higher. Now a little higher, just a little higher. You guys did a great job today. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's finish with the big yay because we are done. Yay! All right, give yourselves a hand. If you enjoyed today, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. And also, you'll see that there's a little box on the bottom. It says subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If you'll click that button, you will help other people find us more readily. I hope you have a great, safe week, and I will see you next week. Thank you.